How to get you coached. Got him. Woo! Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. God bless each and every one of us for having a beautiful morning. Blessings on blessings. Thank you so much for jumping on in and being a crypto lifer. Today is an amazing day. 70,200 for Bitcoin. We got an amazing pump to the upside there. Getting a blast off. I'm excited. You should be excited. Everything going our way. We're going to take a look at this and break it down. I had to get the trans music back up and running again. You know how I had to get it going. Shout out to everybody here. I had to hit the pulse of you moving. I had to get your heart bumping. I had to get this stream back to where it used to be. Pumping, baby. Let's go. Let's get the motivation going. Let's get the flow feeling. Let's get the blood just, ripping. I love you all. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. If you're my trading group, I gave you a trade last night. Bang, bang, bang. And if you're in my trading group, we are in gains. I just sold 70,100 into that short squeeze pump to the upside. We got the short squeeze a little earlier than we normally do, but I was all over it in the trading group and last night, giving you guys the updates and the facts that matter, breaking down video updates, showing you what's happening. I was live last night talking about what I saw for BTC, and then in my trading group, I ended up popping out along on Bitcoin. Just want to see exactly what time the long was given. Let's see here. No days off for Bitcoin. No days off, baby. Hold on here. So right here, I'm like, I almost saw, I couldn't see it, and I'm freaking out. Oh, there's another trade coming right here. So Bitcoin, I'm going for 80K, and this is a bigger trade too on the USDT trade. We were up there. I made two trades. One was a USD trade, one was a USDT trade. This trade I actually took profits on, but the thing is, even though I believe we can go to 80K, what I do is I just scalp this. So this is a bigger move. But I set it up last night on the daily. The daily looked like it was likely going to make a huge move to the upside. Put a deep stop with protection there. There we go to the upside. Just wanted to kind of show you where I believe we were going. And then we went over this deeply last night, like in depth. And I kind of show you why I believe Bitcoin was going to the upside. It was almost simple to me. We were trading, simple support or resistance. Look, this 1 minute just made a bit of a flag here and now pumped back to the upside, you see? However, we did get a bit of bearish div, and we're going to break that down, talk about it. So we're back at 70,100 though, Bitcoin pumping. I mean, if this continues, you do have a little bit of a leg here to the upside. That could send you back to about 70,500. That was my initial idea. And then, back to this resistance. Are we going to continue to the upside, or do we kind of, there's a really strong bearish div here. All right, look at that. Sharp up. It's on the 7 minute. It looks a lot more, but look at that. I mean, that's bearish divergence. That's the main reason why I took the trade. However, look at the 7 minute did reset and is coming back for a vengeance on low stochastics, which tells me, you know what? And it bounced off the point of control here. Interesting enough, we may have some more legs here on the, this may continue. Once you break this high at 70,300, you could continue to rip further to the upside. So what I do is I make two trades. Like one trade is on the USD pair, okay? This trade stays open long term to go for more gains. The other trades I scalp on the USDT pair, okay? So I'm using the USDT pair on MAZZE. Link to MAZZE right here in the description and at the top here in the pinned comment. If you want to jump on in, it's the second link right there to MAZZE. If you want to learn how to trade and know what I do and find out my strategies, what I'm doing long-term, short-term, my scalps on the 1 minute, my long-term swing trades, things that I'm getting in and out of, jump into cryptolifer.com, find out more about me, come to my live stream every day and just keep watching. You're going to get the sauce that you deserve. You're going to get an education you wouldn't believe. I'm going to teach you how I see the market, why I see the market. Like this is here's basically a free call. It had broken out already, but I gave this to the trading group. I mean, you could see every other, coin was like down, up, down. This thing is the only coin that just stayed completely flat. CZ getting arrested didn't matter. All the bear, you know what I mean? They thought that, to me, that was just really kind of more bullish for BNB. He said that it was only going to be more resilient over time. And then it broke out here on the daily. You can see the daily getting that curve to the upside. That's a beautiful candle. So we're getting volume. Another thing, BNB burns probably, of all the exchange-based tokens, BNB burns, I believe, more, than any of them. It's more deflationary. and almost more than almost any other coin in the game. They've been doing it for a long time, and as BNB goes up in value, the burns get bigger. It's like start burning hundreds of millions of dollars worth of BNB. It's pretty insane when you think about it. And so as BNB goes up in value, the burns get higher, increasing the scarcity and increasing like honestly, when you hear the news too, you're like burning another 100 million worth of, it's like, whoa, like, and it really, number one, it's a billboard for the coin because every time they get to burn, it's news. Burn's coming, they talk about the burn coming, then when the burn happens, and then, the after the burn, right? And so it lasts a little bit, and BNB is a hot play. It's a safer play. It's slow and steady. It'll take its time, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 918, and it's more of a sure bet. I mean, look at that. I mean, nothing's guaranteed in trading, but that's like, look at that beautiful consolidation ever since the, beginning of March right there, halfway through March. So, hey, you do whatever makes you happy. I'm just teaching you how technical analysis works. And sometimes it's that simple. Like, look at this. Like, everything else went up and then all the way back down, or halfway down at least. Like, most coins are here at their 618. This thing never went back down to the 618 fib. You get it? It stayed all the way up there above the 0.5 and the 382. So that's a bullish signal for a bullish move, if I've ever seen one in my life. So just starting off, trying to teach you a little bit of something if you're new, and try to remind you of something. And also just, you don't always have to be the one that takes a meme coin for 100x. Sometimes just 10 grand making $5,000 in a couple months can be an amazing move, right? And I think too many people look at crypto for the amazing, what if we looked at crypto for just regular, getting ahead in our lives, right? I don't know. If your boss came to you and said, hey, I'm going to give you an extra $5,000 today, you'd be excited. Even if it took 2 months to get, you'd be, But when we get into this, I'm going to make huge gains, we get in our heads, and a lot of people end up losing more money than they make because it's like, I don't know, they can't see the forest through the trees. They get so caught up with the complexity, the ins and outs, and they chase 100 coins, they open positions, they close positions, they can't sleep, they're going crazy. They let crypto consume them instead of letting them take control. And that's where the discipline comes from. I truly believe that's where working out is super important when it comes to cryptocurrency. All right. God bless you, brother. On a vacation in Austin with the kids this weekend. Oh man, I would have seen you. If I went to Consensus. With my live audience, we'll be seeing everyone. However, I grabbed a quick $100 in last night's Bitcoin trade. Breakfast is paid for, my man. I love you, brother. Shout out to all the people out there that always support me, send me messages, DM me on their trips around the world and where they're going. And they even include messages with their family. The lifers are super awesome, man. You guys really bring me in on another level with the community and with yourselves. And I just want to say thank you to everybody here on the live. I appreciate you. I love you. And it's a blessing to be here. And thank you so much for always supporting the live stream and being a part of the live. I appreciate it more than you would ever know. Anyway, so moving forward, let me jump on into the chat, see how the chat is doing at 10:20. We're just getting started here as we're rocking out. Bitcoin 1 minute cup and handle. I pray abundance and everything for everyone reading this and their family. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Shout out to Kenny Barnett. We love you, Kenny. Why, when I try to solve it says not available? You'll figure that out on your own, my friend. Can we check out Turbo? Thank you, man. After hours investing. I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Watching the live from the fishing boat. God bless the life. Thank you, Sam. Barber Trader out there again. Oh, man. I love the water, brother. Always good. Jupiter and AGIX. My man. My man. Jasmine holding well. Another run coming today. He thinks, says Ali G. I'm just reading the comments. Phantom has good news as crypto whales started to invest. Yeah. I'm tired of crypto gurus who only make assumptions in creating false scenarios. Shout out to my man. I don't know if you're talking. Yeah. When will the large cap pump? Sort of disappointing. Honestly, some of them are legacy, and you don't want to be too attached to legacy coins, but things will happen in time, man. Everything happens in time. All right. Here's the thing. You do the same thing every single day until it works. Some days it works more, some days it works less. It doesn't matter. You keep pushing. You don't change who you are. All right, this is a team sport. We can all get to sell the high, and that's why we don't lie. And turn my laptop into an ATM. Woke up to find it was no dream. You're funny. Yeah, you're funny. Shout out to Crypt Ghosts. Am I blocked? I don't see a chat. I see your chat. So, oh, you know what it is? Live chat. Live chat. Yeah. Let's go. There we go. No. They have top chat and live chat. I never really understand. I think it's only, to me, there should only be live chat. Okay, Sarasota Sammy, shout out to my man. So beautiful move here for Bitcoin. And let's break down BTC. And then we're going to look at the DXY and all sorts of things. Kind of a cup and handle, but I mean, I see that bearish div, man, and that's usually the end of the run for the moment in time. And we had a wonderful run up. I mean, we've been blasting off. And again, had you just got in when you broke the 200 MA on the 1 minute, right? I gave you all sorts of ways to make this trade, 4 minute, daily, flags, you name it, retests, and we're going to break it all down and have some fun. This is the MEXC Perpetual, all right? But whenever I go over the trades, I usually go over Bitcoin USD, spot on Binance, just the big boy with the volume, right? Most accurate chart since I've been trading in my life, so I love it. I'm not saying other charts don't work, Bybit and all that other stuff, but, for me, it's that Binance spot chart, man. It'll always be. It was the first exchange, really, that got my heart. I'll always remember Binance when it was rocking. I always remember getting into Tron super early because I saw the movie and I just thought the name was cool. Literally, that, you know what I mean? Like, that was the basis. Oh, Tron, this is cool. Logo's fine. Tron, yeah. And bang, next thing you know, it was like, what, 2 cents? It turned into 27 cents. And it shut down the exchange. We were all on Binance one day and like Tron ripped. And like, I remember the exchange did that, like where I couldn't see what was going on. And like, I was trying to get out. Didn't even know if my limit order filled or not. Couldn't figure, was freaking out. Like, and I was on a laptop. I always remember it. Like, anyway, let's start from the beginning here for Bitcoin. I'm getting a little far ahead of myself there. Getting too far ahead of myself there. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly. All right. And so we didn't have the most amazing weekly close, but some could say it's a reversal doji. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's a bearish hammer, honestly, but we'll it's indecision doji slightly. And as long as we can close a candle above this candle close, see where these two candles, I just want you to close above that, but that's great. But the idea is we closed above 67,200. And you hear me, first it was 65.5, right? I brought it up over and over and over again. Probably to the point where people are bored with my chin. They were just like, I'm sick of hearing this guy. He says the same thing over and over again. But eventually, like, those rules played out, and like sticking to that exact parameter was how we made all the gains over time, right? So you got to stick to the game. Yeah? I'm coming down with something. I think it's contagious. It's a new variant. It's been out. It's called gainitis. Sorry. But look, so we have a bullish engulfing candle here on the weekly, right? And that was beautiful. We got the bullish move. This, to me, was a bull flag breaking to the upside, right? We kept talking about the fact that we had, this defied gravity with this bullish pin bar. We called that bottom that night on my weekly screen share. You remember, we were there on the 1 minute as it happened. It's insanity, man. We traded that back to the upside during the screen share. I remember it. Absolute insanity. It was the night of the halving or the day after the halving, a week after the halving, something like that. And with it, man, so much has gone on. It's been insane. And June is beautiful, man. My Tron jump, but I held through the bear winter and sold in profits 4 years later. You're funny. So this weekly says 97,400 for Bitcoin. It says we could get there by, it's so insane, but it says in a month, by the beginning of July 4th, July 8th, and you could bring it a little longer, but the trajectory is pretty spot on, like something like this. And again, I never use timing, but I have been on by like 9 days. One day I was off by like 6 or 7 days. I called 69K on October 4th for the second time. It would go up there based on a cup and handle. It would play out. Like the TA just kind of does what it does, even if you don't think it will, because you think makes no sense, right? It's what the TA really plans. But so we have a really nice support here for Bitcoin, 67,000, right? 6786, or whatever you want to, it's 225 is really what I keep seeing when I roll over 210. But so 67,210, beautiful support. And then we want to see if we can get back above, and hold 69. So the next level is where these two candles met right here on the weekly. And you can see where these two candles started and stopped, which is 68.5. right? So you look, you like 68.9. I hold 69K just because that's where these two candles hit right here. So 69,000 is my next weekly support or resistance. I want to close our weekly candle above it, call it a day, not go lower, right? How did I get in and get out this morning and sell the trade? What made me get out of the trade? How did I take profits? That's one thing I want to show people in my trading group. But if you're watching, you're going to be able to get this. So why I got in this morning, I got out of the trade. Let's talk about, once we break this down, I'm going to show you all that. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you exactly how I use the charts to get in and out of these trades and what I did to maneuver myself into profits, how I covered myself, what the cover reason was, where the probability was, and why I felt the need to sell when I did, at what time that I did, and kind of the indications that I used, how I used BOOKMAP to understand where I was in the environment of selling. And there's a lot to it, but I believe if you let me fully explain it all, we're going to have an amazing live stream today, and we're going to get down to brass tacks. So I'm a teacher. What I love to do is teach. I'm passionate about explaining things that took me a long time to figure out, so you don't have to go through the long time that it took to figure out. That's literally, and then I know so many people will see that in my genuine nature, and no matter what you think of me, you'll be like, man, this man saved me time. And once I save you time, you'll be full of joy. Once you're full of joy, you'll feel reciprocation of love for me. And that's really how I created this community. I'm here to save you time. I'm not here to waste your time, okay? If you were in my trading group last night, you made gains, right? We've been making gains literally for weeks now on the live stream, showing you step by step, level by level. And I'm not saying every single call I make is amazing and I don't hit every single move, but we do really, 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 really well in my trading group. And I nail Bitcoin very, very, all the time. It feels like I'm always hitting it. And it's very rare that I didn't hit it. So anyway, let's break it down. Enough about me. It's about you and your life. I'm here to help you. Let's get it in together. Let's make it happen. So weekly looks good to me, right? We're low in the stochastics and already starting our next move. And look, we had to reset the stochastic. That's what happens. You got high in the weekly. We were away from the 21-day moving average. I screamed. Everyone says we're not bullish enough. We're going higher. All these guys on Twitter were opening up leverage trades of ridiculous natures. And I would watch, they had them open on their live stream sometimes. I won't mention who they are. You know who they are if you watch them a lot. They're great people, really good at finding coins, really connected to the industry, but have no idea how to trade technical analysis. And I see that a lot too. People that are really good at finding the coin, deep diving, but they're not that good at timing the market. They don't really know when, because timing the market is, no one can time the market perfectly, but a technical analyst will have the best, right? Because I'm taking math and probabilities. And when I do it, I'm using a probability and nothing else. And I'm taking years of data to find that probability. And the more data I have, the better, the more fine-tuned my probability can be, right? It all makes sense to me. It's like data science. Being a technical analyst in my mind is very similar to being a data scientist. You're farming data constantly, back-testing that data, implementing it back into the fold, and seeing how it sets in with the preset data that you already have, right? We pumped this many times on the RSI, but I've seen a double top. How many double tops have failed? How many times have you? Well, we need to see, the 1 minute got rejected by the 200 on 10 of those double tops, I've seen in the last few months on these different assets. So I'm going to watch the 1 minute. If the 1 minute breaches the 200, there's a chance we don't double top and we continue. Okay. So I'm going to watch the 1 minute 200, even though I'm watching the daily double top. Now I get how to use the 1 hour to implement my move into the daily. Now I get to how to not open up a long or a short, but wait for confirmation so I don't get caught in between. I see how they move liquidity. I see how the moving averages take advantage of the move. I can see it in such a way, and it will give you so much freedom over time. I sold this trade, and I see the trade going. I see the market going down now, right? It's like Sammy sold that top, and I have proof of it too. That's another thing I like about the trading. When you use the trading software, a lot of these people, you can't fake your trade, right? I got in, I got out. I guess you can use a demo account, but this would say demo account. All right. But yeah, you're right. Crypto Archie, I don't know. No, Crypto Archie's the man, dude. I don't know. I wasn't mentioning that. That dude's awesome. I love that guy. Yeah. I wasn't mentioning anybody by name at all. You know what I mean? I think Crypto Archie's amazing. I like that guy. I actually really I think that dude's the man. He's got balls, man. I gotta say, he's got balls of steel. I like people that got guts and conviction. When he likes a coin, he goes in and he puts his money down and he doesn't play around. I don't know him well enough, and I don't watch his channel enough. But I've been paying attention to that guy, and I got respect. He got respect for me. I got respect for him. He's in the Caspa crew too. He understands Caspa well. The dude, I mean, he's an OG crypto guy. Any OG crypto guy would understand Caspa. If you had the fundamentals in your mind of what makes crypto amazing, yeah. I just want to make it clear. No one here ever said, I just want to make it really clear. When I said a lot of these guys on YouTube don't do TA, I was never mentioning that dude. Never. I just want to make it really clear. I love that dude. I just, 100%. And I don't mention any people by name, man. I've learned my lesson. I don't talk about other people, bro. It's a waste of time. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, what I'm trying to prove a point is, it's not about me or anyone else. Is technical analysis will give you, I truly believe, by doing the work, a higher probability of a win rate. All right, let's take a talk about this. Bitcoin's getting crushed right now, back to the downside, getting completely slaughtered back to 69,360. My trade that I have open now is getting beat. So I always am stuck into taking profit so much faster, right? But still, it was up 210, went down to 120 real quick. But this is a long-term trade, so it's been down 100, down 200. I really don't want to stress it. I want to let this thing play out. As long as Bitcoin stays above previous support or resistance, this trade should do its thing. But anyway, we're gonna continue to move here. But look, I saw the bearish div. I even showed it to you. I talked about it. I said this looked kind of head and shouldery, right? Started the flag. It could have moved further to the upside. Did I jump on in? No. I had closed my trade at 70,100 as we pumped into this bearish divergence. Now we lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute. That can be a bearish move further to the downside. All right. And remember, you had a huge move and you got bearish divs. So it is what it is, in my humble opinion. Know your bearish divergence and you'll be nailing it, right? Yeah. And I want to make another point. If I am going to talk about somebody, I'm going to build them up. Crypto Archie's the man, dude. Love that dude. Nice dude. He's only nothing but respect and nice to me. I hope to meet him one day, and I think I will. He might go to Bitcoin. Maybe he'll go to Bitcoin Nashville. You never know. All right. We're going to get into, so moving forward, let's get down to the 3-day. So the 3-day too, I kept saying how the 3-day was in a little flag, right? And it still looked bullish near the 21. Stochastics were okay. Everything seemed okay to me on the 3-day chart. And then I got into the daily. And when I got to the daily, I started making this flag here, right? And this is kind of where we sit, where we stand, and where I've been. And then I'm mindful that I know, and then what I really need to do in my mind is I don't need to keep the weekly support or resistance levels there anymore, but I know them because they're pretty simple. Let's close a weekly candle above 69,000. If we don't you dare go lower than 67.2, because that's going to be, we don't want to go lower than that. We stay above that, we're good to go. Now that I look at the weekly every single day, I see the market so much clearer than I ever have in my life. And now I've looked at the weekly every day for years on end. Before I used to look at the weekly once a week or something like that. I wouldn't look at it every single day, but by doing that, I understand the levels that matter, and I see as each week progresses, as we hold each level, and it gives me more confidence in my bigger positions as the market moves, because I have seen the ebb and flow of support and resistance, and now I'm seeing it, what I've seen on the 1 minute or maybe on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, really start to play out on the weekly. So here we are on the daily now, after going from the weekly to the 3-day, and you can see resistance, and the bounce. And so my whole key idea was to play this support or resistance bounce last night, looking for a move. Now, I thought today would be false move Monday. We'd play it. Never thought I was going to wake up this morning and gains as fast as I did. That's the reason why I took the profit. I actually wanted to hold this trade a lot longer, and I did, but I also so here's my rules. Even if I set up a longer term trade, if I set up a really long term trade, I put it on the USD pair. That's I have to separate for myself. So once I'm trading USDT, I know it's a scalp trade. I've committed to I've made these long term commitments. This is important. What I'm about to tell you, actually, listen to this. I'm serious. Listen to this, because this changed my win rate drastically when I did this. Okay. Here's why most people lose in leverage trading. I'm going to explain. For me, this is why I lost more. And I think I'm not much different than most people. So I think through my truthful experience, which most people will not want to admit, but through admission, we gain connection. And that's another thing I want to teach you too, is like opening up, right? You open up and, but anyway. So I'm going to open up about my trading experience. Through that, we're going to find some value. You're going to find value in that. I'm going to find value in giving you that because it releases me of that experience. I get to let it out. It's awesome, right? Anyway, enough about the therapy here on the stream. But shout out to the 1,393 people. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. This is a very inspired stream. I'm going to teach you a lot. If you're dialed in right now, I'm gonna get you going. So I was trading Bitcoin USD Tether, right? I didn't use the USD pair, all right, just so you know. And I would always be in between sometimes of whether I wanted to be a long-term or a short-term trade. So I'd get into the trade. I'd be like, yeah, this one's going to 80K, I'm in. And I'd be up like 200, 300, and I wouldn't take it. And then we'd get some weird correction. We'd come back down, and I'd get stopped out. It end up being a lost trade. And then sometimes I'd be up $100, and because I didn't, because the last time it didn't happen, I'd take it short, and we'd continue to pump. And so this kind of would become the move for me, and then I'd be up and down and up and down and up and down, and then sometimes if I gotta let the emotions come, I try to go too hard on one when I wasn't as prepared, and then boom, right? And leverage was hard for me at times at the beginning. It really was, and I struggled with it because that want to double or make that quick money, and that not ability to commit to the trade before the trade occurred. So I opened up the USD section for long-term trading. And I decided anytime I open up the USD, that's a trade I'm willing to let live. Like I'm going to check on it, but I'm going to check on it like a couple times a day. I'm not going to be watching it. And then it also released me to be able to trade the USDT Tether trade in front of everybody, right? While I had another trade open. So then, once I did that, I decided that anything I was trading Tether was free range chicken. And what I mean by that was, anytime I'm up, I'm taking profits on this account. No more thinking it could be the one. No more thinking it. Now, sometimes I still set up trades with the right parameters. Like I may trade this daily for this target here with the stop loss and everything. And then if we go up, but so this is my rule on this. I will attempt to do a longer swing trade here and there. If I talk to myself about it. But if I make, I'd say $500 really fast. Like whenever I'm up $500 to $1,000, a lot quicker than I expected to be. Like if I get into a trade on the 1 minute, expected to make $200 to $300, and within like 5 to 6 minutes, I'm up $500. I'm taking the profit because I've learned those are short squeezes that are usually liquidating the price up, and there's going to be repercussions back down. And 9 out of fine. Sometimes it may keep going up. But even then, there's still that correction coming. So the point is to really set your parameters of what you're going to trade on what account before you even start trading that account. And then be really, really, really religious to like stick to that. Stick to that. I'm telling you, that's going to change a lot about how you trade. Because you're going to so on my USD account, there's no more dream setups. I'm up 200. Taking half, stop loss to break even. I'm up 500, taking half. I am constantly just protecting the purse, constantly moving that move, constantly taking gains. All right. And it is False Move Monday. Remember, False Move Monday. Every single Monday, we get a false move. It could start one way and end the other, right? You should see. And we're going to break all this down for you again as we continue. So the daily, you're going to see the reason of what's happening. So the daily, still got a beautiful move. As long as the daily could close like this today, and it wouldn't be the worst. It would be nice if it closes strong and green to the upside, right? Wow, all the way back to $69,000. $1,000 swings here for Bitcoin. All right. Looks like to maintain a level at 68.5, and we can reach 71.3, which is necessary to pass for further rise. DCA at AERO at the moment. Amen. Shout out to my man, knowing is power. God bless you, brothers. So let's see how the daily opens or closes. We'd love to just see the daily close above 68.5. Look at your daily support or resistance. It's this next key level here, right? Where all these candles look, resistance, resistance, resistance. And then, so we're just looking really closely at 68,398. As long as we stay back above that key level, that's, so I'm just looking for a daily to close above resistance. We get that, I'm okay. So that's what I do. People get freaked out when the candle was this big and it wicks back. They start Let's look at where we really started and where we really need to end for the day. And if we do that and we do it well and we stick to it, like, we're going to be pretty well off. So the daily staying above 68,005 is very key for me. So that's all I want to see is a close above 68.5. If I can get greedy, I want to close above 69.5. And it's funny how it's the 500s, but those are just where these candles close. And these are the, cycle. And look, I mean, look how amazing that is. Bounce, 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 support. Wicked kind of funky area, and then clean resistance, resistance, resistance. So if we can flip 69.5, right? And then again, what we wanted, right? I showed you this channel, and I kept saying to everybody, we just want to see a bounce here and get tight. Now, we don't know. This can resemble, it's a symmetrical triangle, kind of has ascending. It's like a hybrid. It almost is an ascending triangle. But I would take the lane from there to there, this, basically the base of the triangle, which is where this would come, something like that. And this tells me that it's likely to head, if it breaks down, you're still looking at 51,000 for Bitcoin. It's crazy. I don't mean to, be the bearer of I'm just showing you. And then this is 87. Now it's more likely we go up based on the daily and the other parameters in the weekly chart and stuff like that. But I'll still take it one step at a time. And if we don't ever get back above, say we don't break back above 69.5, we could go further down. Like if you never get back above this level, then you could end up lower. So if you got to break 69.5 to expect more upside when it comes to the trend. I like the low, I like the high, I like the higher low on the daily. That presents the idea that we will make a higher high. That's a place where I would like to go all in. I love higher lows. I love when the trend shows you that it has changed, and to me that was a change in trend. No doubt about it in my mind. 8-hour time frame got oversold. We saw the bullish divvy there too. Boom. And we've been trading some longs on and off in these areas. And then you can say, it broke out. There's that retest, and boom. After a retest on that 8-hour, it was gone. I kept saying how if the 8-hour broke the 200 SMA, then we could start, a pretty nice big bearish short. But until then, I wouldn't get too short on the market. Same thing here on the 4-hour time frame, and we got the breakout. 4 hours now getting a little overbought. Resistance, 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 resistance. You can see clearly. Now the rain is gone. But I love that movie, Cool Runnings. But 69,005 is a major resistance, even here on the local time frame. So we're seeing it on the daily, we're seeing it on the 4-hour time frame, and even here on the 1 hour, right? So Bitcoin struggling a little bit, getting above the 200 SMA for the initial impulse, but it's gonna have to probably likely consolidate. I would watch the 1 hour time frame now, likely to make a little bit of a flag here. All we want to see is this make some type of flag. It could make two, we don't know, it could even make an ascending triangle, which to me would be even more bullish in this predicament. So you're looking for two ways of consolidation. The 21-day moving average getting pretty close. If it was here, the 21, it would be more likely we make the falling wedge. But because the 21 is a lot closer to price action, the proximity gives me less, so we're like pretty close to possibly maybe even some sideways or. So one of these two patterns will play out, and maybe neither exactly the way I'm drawing it. And I don't have to, it's kind of like when you do a sketch and you know how you're going to clean it up eventually. You're just sketching it to get the parameters. This person's here, here's a park bench, boom, boom, boom. Then you're going to go in and add the detail and the shadowing and the layering and all that, right? We have a golden cross likely coming too here, and it is the 1 hour, but there's the, the 50 coming for that 200 SMA. You got above a point of control. And, you have some strong resistance that became support here at 68.8. So those are the two levels that I'm going to key on in today. 68.8, right? Obviously 69,000 if we can hold, but, and we're away for the 21. Whenever you pump far for the 21, that's why that also told me, hey, be careful, especially on a Monday morning when I'm in a long. So that's the main reason. So when I was in the trade earlier today, look, tight moving averages also tell me to get in, but I really was getting in on the 8-hour and the bigger time frame for, seeing that we were going to get a breakout on the daily. The daily looked highly likely for a move last night. The way the Stokes were curving, the way this falling wedge had met the 21-day moving average, it just told me that that's a catalyst for a move. And the way the previous resistance was support, I just had too much what's called bullish confluence. And then look, you even see the POC here, which is the point of control, this red line, and you can see that candle opened right on it and ripped. That's four strong bullish that's bullish confluence. Combined influence is how I say confluence, but like it just said there was too many ideas, so that's how I trade. I develop a system which looks for high probability parameters that I've seen play out more hundreds and thousands of times, and then I set them up again when I see them, and then I look for as many as I can through a checklist of things. I have a trading class that I teach the last Saturday of every month. I'll be teaching it the last Saturday of this month. If you want to jump on in, it's over here in the corner there. There's a QR code. You could jump on into that course. It's $150. It's one time. It's about a 3-hour hangout with me, but I'm going to give you my life cycle, kind of how I figured out Bitcoin, what I did. We're going to talk about when the halving happens. We're going to look at Bitcoin in its entire life cycle. And then we're also going to break down all the indicators that I use, which aren't that many, about 5. We're going to show you how I set them up, what I do with them, and then give you a PowerPoint and a checklist that kind of takes you through the way in which I go about looking for my trades and my entries and my exits. And you'll understand, and then on the bigger time frames, how I was able to get in and out of Bitcoin, or get into Bitcoin at certain places and out of altcoins at certain places based on when the market was telling me we were either overbought or oversold, right? And using basically high probability indicators that show you when the market's pretty heated or underrated, and those, by doing those two things over time and just going at, so every time you see, basically, let's just say you watch Walmart, the daily said it was over. So you looked at, say this was Walmart, and the daily said it was oversold in 1989, and you saw Walmart had a big pump. And then you looked at Walmart for the last 20 years, and you saw 90% of the time, then whenever the stocks got low, had you just even put money in with no stop loss, just bought the stock at that point and decided you were going to hold with conviction, you would end up in the money. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe that's just Walmart, lucky, So then I took this stuff and I put it on Tesla. I put it on, anything that I really could think of. Let's think Walmart stock, Tesla stock, this one called India Oil, which I don't even know. I just write oil and it says India Oil, older company. I just look for things that have a lot, 20-year basis points, you know what I mean? Procter and Gamble, things like that. ETFs, just, the S&P, the Dow Jones. And I was able to figure out how to trade Bitcoin by watching all the other indicators in the world. So you could figure out how to, anyone right now can sit alone with the S&P, the Dow Jones, and just take 10 charts. And I'm telling you, if you want it bad enough and you really sit and just stare at and just literally sit there and study how they move, and then look for those same ideas over and over again through pattern recognition. As crazy as this sounds, I thought it was, it took me years, but now that I look back on it, I'm like, it's pretty simple. I just didn't, I didn't go about it the right way at the beginning. But now I'm like, trading, figuring out trading is not that hard. You just look at 50 assets, spend an hour a week, and in about a year's time, maybe even less, you'll have the data, and then start working on that data with a demo account until you start seeing results, and then you make it happen. Everyone wants the trade. Give me the trade right now. Show me how to trade. Let's get it. But it's more than that. It's the mentality. I could teach you all the technical analysis thing. You could know all this golden crosses, this and that, but you could still fumble your account left and right and be a flopper and a groper. If you don't have control over your emotions, you don't know how to get in and out of trades. If you don't know how to pay yourself, you're never, leverage trading is just going to be beyond you. You're going to just learn how to just give money away. All right. Howdy, bro lifer. Thanks for everything you do for the community. You're the best ever. You really care. Shout out to Crypto Cappy. We appreciate you and we love you. And we thank you so much for that awesome chat. Thank you. We appreciate that. Shout out to the fan funding. We have After Hours Investing. Checking out Turbo. We'll take a look at that. Thank you. We have Do Tang, the crypto surfer. Thanks, Sam. Let's go. Love you, brother. Thank you. And we have Drummond Art. Hoppy on Mexi Legend. Thank you, brother. God bless you, man. Thank you so much, Drummond Art. And shout out to everybody here who gave. And last night was amazing. You people, I think it was $280 in super. You people are unbelievable. On a weekly candle close. And put the lemon into the water. I don't know if we did that yet. We may have. I don't remember. I've been trading Bitcoin too heavy. But as you can see, I didn't jump into a short immediately when I sold my long. That's a little stressful. I want to relish in my win. I've been in the trade since last night. I woke up this morning. The first thing I did was look at my phone. Am I up? Did I lead the trading group to glory? Or, and that's a crazy thing about being the leader of a trading group too. For a regular person, they just open up and they either won or lost a trade. For me, we either led us to glory or I feel like a fool, right? And most of the time I lead us to glory because and that's why I put in the effort and do the due diligence, you know? Like we spent the hour and a half last night on the live stream on the weekly candle close. No matter how tired I was, no matter what was happening, it doesn't matter. You show up and do your job, you know? And that brings me all the way back to, you know, Bill Belichick, like do your job, right? And the Patriots, just do your job. Just do your job, all right? If you do your job, things will fall into a line, all right? But you got to do your job. You got to take into account what's going on, all right? Anyway, so big red candle makes sense to me. Why? Well, even a bearish div, you know, slightly here on the 1 hour. Now, it's not what most people will tell you a bearish div, but they didn't study it as long, you know, for hours and days. So look, this swings up. Yeah, and you make, yeah, but so does price action. But price action swings up a lot sharper. And if you were to continue to draw this line and continue to draw that line, they would divide each other, which is divergence. They would cross. And so that's a division. And when you see a division, boom, there's going to be some type of movement in price action. It's just what's going to happen. All right, period. And that's a bearish engulfing candle too. And then you had tweezer tops. If this candle closes as such in 6 minutes, I mean, that's going to be a pretty bearish close. All right. Doesn't mean it's the end. We'll watch for consolidation on the 1 hour time frame. We are still away from the 21-day moving average. We need to touch that. We need to hang out with it. What we don't want to see is we don't want to lose previous support or resistance right here that we've made now at 68,500. We lose that, that's when things get kind of you know. And then if that ever happens, then we don't want to lose this 67,002 area, which I talked about over and over again. It really became the catalyst for the bounce here on that daily time frame. I love how you can see things on smaller and bigger time frames and really get the information all around. Now, does the short squeeze continue? Do we get a bit of a bounce? And the smaller time frames will begin to show you that. And you can watch like the 7 minute now and the 1 minute, you know, if you're curious about it and it gets you going, and kind of see how consolidation is made. Once you learn how consolidation is made, then you'll be able to play consolidation. Meaning like, oh yeah, that's a flag. I've watched it make flags and pump from those over and over again. And then one day you see a flag, you take it, you get paid, and now your observation has now paid you, right? It's like, oh, and now you're like, okay, the more I observe, the more I get paid. Because you used to think when I traded, I got paid. But you do, but you need to connect to your brain that observation also will make you paid. See, the first 2-3 years, you don't make enough money to know that the observation makes you paid, so you don't really believe it as much as you should. As you continue to make money over time, it gives you more of your time back, which gives you more time to be in the market, which gives you more observation. Then you realize the beauty of the observation you have, and then you realize you have an edge in the market. Why? Well, the average person doesn't take enough time off of work. They say, I want to trade. They learn how to trade. They do a trading group. They do some things, but they don't spend the time I do, right? So you think about it, you gain an edge, and then you're trading against retail, everyone else in the market. You start gaining an edge because you now realize that the more you observe, and now you start observing freely. Like anyone else, they only want to be in the market to make money. I'll watch the charts just to simply watch the charts. See, I fell in love with watching the charts, and that's what kind of got me paid over time. And that's what everyone tells you, professional golf professionals, people that love what they do and make a lot of money doing it, they'll tell you they just fell in love with doing it. And, you know, they even gave up with the dream that they had to get rich doing it. They just said, you know what, I'm just going to fall in love with doing it. And then somehow they slowly got very wealthy doing it, you know? Like Tiger Woods, he was a phenom, but, you know, he's a kind of a different story. But he definitely loved golf. Like, you know, as long as he kept his passion for golf alive, he was going to be Tom Brady. As long as he kept his passion alive. Wow, they are slaughtering this move to the downside now. This is a false move Monday, like I have seen. Look at that. I mean, and you can't predict stuff like that, but you can through the bearish divergence. Yeah, I saw it, and I got out. And I told my trading group when I got out. So let's talk about it. So I'm in the group. I'm in the trade last night, and then I watched the smaller time frames. We break the 200 SMA on the 7. We get the pump. We get the short squeeze today. We rip to 70,000, almost 300. First, we ripped to like 68.9. At that point, I'm like getting a little sketchy. Like this is getting, and I see there's bearish div here. At this point, I sell half, move the stop loss to break even, and I'm like, all right, this is getting a little sketchy, right? Because you know. But then we get the pump again, and I'm like, wow, maybe they're just going to continue to moon. But then that time we hit 70,000. So like here on this candle, look, we hit 69.9. Boom. And then we hit like 70. And as we came down on this candle, I said, don't be greedy, Sam. I said, don't be greedy. You made good gains. And you're sitting pretty right now. I said, you'll be able to show the gains on the trade, right? You'll be able to talk about it. And you'll be able to show your group that you had discipline to sell. And like everything will work out today. It will be a great Monday if you do the right thing. I said, if you play with greed and you say you want more and you know, I would be down here with half a trade right now. Like, hey guys, you know, I didn't have the discipline, but you know, maybe we'll make it. But I sold up there at 70,100 and I'm proud that I did. And every time I sell, and there was that little inkling, that little voice that said, what if it goes up, Sam? What if it continues and you miss out? I said, I don't care about you. I looked fear in the face. That was fear talking to me. And I said, fear, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. It's not happening. You know, I don't care what you say. No, I said to myself, no way. It's not gonna that's not gonna happen. It's not going that way. And you see what I mean? Like I put my foot down and said, no way. I'm gonna sell when I sell because I'm in the game and I'm in control and it's my destiny. And I'm not waiting to find out what's gonna happen if or not. I'm taking my money. And it seems like now more and more I show up to the table and take my money now, right? Just that becomes a habit too. Habitually forming good habits over time. And that's what discipline creates. Bearish divergence, sell, take the money. Look, drop. I didn't have to suffer through the down. Could I have jumped into a short immediately? Maybe. But I was also setting up the stream, had things to do. I was, you know, putting my pocket square in. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I say the pocket square thing, that represents a bigger idea. It represents this is your life. And don't let the markets tell you what to do. If you need to go work out that day, you go work out. You don't sit there and stare at the screen. How many people, and I'm going to raise my hand too, how many people here had plans one day, ended up staring at the screens the whole day? Put a 1 in the comment section. If you had plans one day, like you were going to trade a little bit, then you were going to go for a walk, and like then you were going to cook some organic food. Like it was a great plan too. You were going to like start something fresh that day. And you ended up staring at the charts almost the whole entire day. Like a degen. And ended up like throwing some like hot pocket in a microwave. Like eating horrible because you knew you didn't leave the screen. Not even making money because you probably overtraded like ridiculously. And then not doing the things that you know you needed to do for yourself, right? So that's why I also in my trading group, I always stick with everybody and I say like, get that workout in. Do the workout. Workout. You know what I'm saying? Get a workout in today. If you missed it, like this morning, I missed my workout. I had to bring my daughter somewhere, which I normally didn't. It was a different morning, and everything's fine. You know, it's a good thing. But pissed off, I lost, so I stayed longer. Yes, exactly. We've all done it. I'm telling you, having working out. So like almost everyone here put a 1. I mean, we're all degen traders, right? So like, because I could just tell you so many days I had such a good plan. Oh, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this. And I stared at the screen all day playing around. And that's not what trading is. I'm being honest with you. That's not what trading is. What trading is to sit there on the screens and setting your alerts, going through all the coins that you believe in, looking at all the setups that have high probability, and setting alerts where you know that the price should go to if you'd want to get back in and make it happen. And then when those alerts hit, you come back. And so you spend concentrated time on the market. And when the market gives you what your concentrated time projected, you take the trade. Okay? That's how I perfected to be able to get most, you can get your time back through alerts. You must be using alerts. Say I really wanted to trade Bitcoin today. Let's just say Bitcoin was the answer. And I wanted this to bounce and then consolidate. And if it does that, I'm actually going to take the trade. If it doesn't, then who cares? All right? So I could do something like this. I could then take the vertical line. I could hit control and drag out a couple of these, maybe 3 or 4. Then I could right click them. I could right click this one. And now I've set 3 alerts on these lines. What that will do is I don't have to think about it anymore. Okay? I could go for a run, go for a jog, right? Keep my, you can keep a phone or an alert around, I guess. You have to be connected to the internet in some way for an alert system. You can't go off and do ayahuasca in the woods for a week and a half. You know what I mean? I'm just joking, but you know what I'm saying. So, and then boom. And then when these alerts hit, you come back and see, okay, it is starting to, now what can happen is it could just continue to dump. The key is you don't know what's going to happen. It could continue to dump, and then you come back, you see alerts, you're like, oh wow, I'm not taking those now. It didn't fall into projection. Or the other way, right? Wow, Bitcoin bouncing right back now, getting this move. So I'm going to get back into the smaller time frames, but see, sometimes some live streams, I want to use them to teach overall structure, ideas, mentality, and discipline. Other streams, I want to be live, like in the chart the whole time, right? And I pick and choose those days, depending on how I'm trading, what I'm seeing, what's going on in the market, right? But I want to give you the whole picture of trading. I don't want to just because if we just sat and watched the smaller time frames all day long, you would learn a lot from me. But there's a lot of mentality and discipline that goes into trading that keeps you above ground. And it starts off with setting yourself up to win from the very beginning. I didn't set myself up for win for a long time, and now I do. And I learned that I was fighting myself a lot. If I had just had my environment a little in a better condition, there would have been better odds of me winning. But I didn't know how to set up my environment. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the mentors and the people to teach me. And so now that I have those tools, I want to give them to you, right? So that's the whole point of this channel. At the end of the day, it gives me closure for who I used to be. And it lets me know that the pain that I went through in depression and being lost is the pain someone else should never have to go through, especially the pain that trading can bring. And if I can help someone alleviate those just tumultuous years. Now, everyone needs a bit of up and down. A lot of people come to me after those tumultuous years. But if I can help relieve someone and give them a plan and a system and a way to begin to trade, to take them away from that, then I've taken my past pains and turned them into gains, right? I've twisted a past life relation experience that was a negative experience for me, and I've turned it into a positive one. So it's therapeutic for me. And I think if we all do that, we could all really better ourselves and the world, right? Anyway, today I feel super, I guess I'm being super therapy-esque, like I'm Dr. Phil over here. But the mentality of trading is big. And today, the reason why I made gains and didn't get caught up in the Monday up and down is because I stuck to the discipline of trading. And I didn't stick into the emotions of the what ifs or what could be's. And that's how you get chewed up and spit out, okay? It's important. That's why emotions are not, you don't really want to be getting caught up in your emotions when it comes to trading. We say it all the time like it's cliche, but as a human being, we're pre-wired to go back to those emotions. So what we have to do is pre-wire a system that's going to take us back out of those emotions. We literally have to create a programming language for our brain and body to learn, so that we don't learn our own programming language that is not really equated to helping us become a good trader, right? And this is kind of what trading in the zone is all about. And this is why I really like all my students to go to trade, to go to YouTube and type in trading in the zone, and watch that video on speed, on a pretty good speed if you can, and get to understand what trading in the zone is saying, and understanding how much your mentality has so much more to do with what's happening in your trades. So a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a kind of a tiny right shoulder. Not easy to see. The 30-second chart has it here, and we may start to get a recovery here back to the upside on this crazy Monday. This looks like we're going to pump. If we flip the 200 on the 30-second, then you get a move, and then you're back to 70,500 pretty fast. Okay, I've seen all of these things play out. That's the thing, but I don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I stick to that script. If I stick to that script, I'll be able to have a good chance. Here's a great way of saying. I just had an epiphany. Trading is very similar to, but this has a 68% chance now of breaking up to this yellow line. I want to put that out to you right now. So with a stop loss maybe below 68.5, there's a chance we ride this back to 69.5. Not saying it's guaranteed. And I don't think I'm going to trade it. My next trade will be Monday night. I love trading Monday night. And I am in the USD trade. I'm still in the other trade. I never closed it, right? But I love trading Monday night. Monday night into Tuesday, that's when I really get busy. So anyway, the point, I was about to make an analogy I had an epiphany about. So when you're trading, all right, and you're attempting to figure out where price action is going to go. Like me today, I'm attempting to look for the highest probability and then take that probability. Why do I always say I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance? Well, it's very similar to me. I'm a detective. Very similar to a detective on a murder case. Now, if the detective is sure for certain who the murderer is, for certain, he's like, that's it, I know who it is. But what if he's wrong? The murderer will get away. You see what I mean? He has to constantly ask himself and tell himself that he's not 100% sure who it is, but he's going to continue. That's why, you ever seen they interview the father and the mother when they're clearly not the suspect, but they have to be ruled out first. That person has to be ruled out. Now, every once in a while, you find out it is, which is insane, right? And you can't believe it. And because of that, detectives now always have to take that into account. You see what I mean? They can't just be like, oh, it definitely wasn't the mom and the dad. They would never do that. It has to be an outside source. So the whole point is, in trading, it's the same thing. The second you start telling yourself you know exactly what price is going to do, you've now lost your ability to find the highest probability to find out where it is going to go. When you say you don't know where it's going, you're going to do the best you can to find the best probability. You see? Just like a detective looking for on a murder case. So that's a really good comparison of why I constantly say that. All right. And remember, don't make Monday, like Monday's not my day. I'm surprised I closed the trade the last 2 Mondays in a row. I'm surprised. But look, I mean, the 30-second chart starting to make a bit of an ascending triangle here, starting to show signs of a pump. You see, in the way the moving average is curved and you got pulled away with a bullish div there, it looks like we're coming back to 70,000 or 69.5 at least here. And if I am going to take the trade, I build the trade on the perpetual just so I can see it. So like, and also building the trade twice for me, I was about to say, hold on, I don't see what I'm seeing there. Hold on. So Binance, oh yeah, that's why I was like, well, I'm on the 30-second. So it's very hard to see on the 1 minute, but you can see like, kind of need that 30-second chart there. I believe you only get the 1 minute and the 1 second. I could be wrong. Let me double check. Yeah, the 1 second time frame. And I don't believe you can do custom time frames here. I accidentally hit the 12 minute there. But that is getting the pump. You see that I just placed there. 30-second chart has it better. Sometimes I know it's annoying, but I need the 30-second. And it's like they must, they want to hide. Like, how many people are going to watch the 30-second? Not many. Well, you can see this flag beautifully playing out. And it's there's a high volume node. You had the bullish divergence. It was a shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it started to make the flag. And I know when the moving averages get tight, you can pump. Even when the stochastics get high, when the moving averages get tight, they will defy the high stochastics. We will continue to go further to the upside. I've seen it many times. All right. Doesn't mean we're going for sure. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like what, And again, I'm not trading this right now because it's erratic. Monday is very, very iffy. Just be careful. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And again, I got into Brett a long time ago. I don't know if anyone got into Brett with me, but we knew base was going to be big. And we knew base was going to pop off at one point. Why are there two Bretts here? That's what's always weird to me. I guess it's on, one's on AERO. And that's the thing. You can buy Brett on AERO. All right. Well, look, Brett popping off, going to all-time highs, going up 700% gains for Brett. Just banging on him. And it hits the $1 billion market cap. So shout out to anyone that got into Brett with me. We started talking about Brett, looking at Brett down here when it was 2 cents, right? And Brett now has 5x to 10 cents and continued. It took a long time. Started buying Brett somewhere in March here when base really started getting hot. But I'm in Brett. I'm excited. And I'm happy for some Brett gains, baby. Super awesome, man. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Brett with me. And that's one of my bigger winners now so far on the meme section when it comes to base. And we may pull back at one point, but look for overall continuation. Want to see this shrink down, and eventually we want Brett somewhere up in here in 40, 50, 60 cents. We want Brett, and we want it now. I mean, at the same time, it's at 10 cents. So 20 cents would be $2 billion. You know, a lot, you know, Shiba Inu 14, these things can get to 10, $14 billion market caps. So, and Bitcoin just shredded the sauce right there to the upside. I really wanted, I'll be honest, I wanted to get into the trade. A little bit of I'm a little anal, and had they given me a 30-second on this perpetual, and I know you say blah, blah, blah. I didn't get in the trade. I won't make excuses, but had I been given a 30-second, but I guess I could have traded it anyway with the parameters. But look at that V-shaped recovery right back to the upside on a Monday. Like, they're making people flopping and grope right now. And look, I could see the reversal. I saw that inverted head and shoulder right there. This is how they reverse price action. And I saw the tight moving averages. Now I want to see if the 30-second breaks above the 200 SMA. See, if that happens, that's a bullish. So if the 1 minute can close a candle above the 200, I may open up another long, even though it is Monday, because it's my. And again, what used to stop me from getting into these signals, because the stochastics would be high, so I was like, I can't long it now, and I'd miss out on the pump. Again, now the stoch is a little too high for me. Like, it's very high. Usually it would be up here, and you can see the pump continuing. And this is what I do. I watch the smaller time frames, and I got to know how price action reverses on the daily. And it usually reverses and does these moves somewhere between 9 and 11:30 every single day. You're going to get these liquidity runs, and that's why we use BOOKMAP. Shout out to BOOKMAP. Link in the description to BOOKMAP. I do get a commission if you sign them to BOOKMAP. And what this does, it really kind of shows you where liquidity is coming and going from, and what's happening. And you can see there's way more liquidity down here than up there, but there's liquidity coming in. And whenever you see like a big red bar come in, it usually means like, hey, we might go up to that area. At the same time, if you looked at BOOKMAP right now, it says, hey, we could likely go lower. The lowest area now is 65.5, right? And we'll see. You know, it doesn't mean it's gold and everything that we say happens that way. You know, that's not how BOOKMAP works, but it shows us liquidity. And a lot of times I might find a bear flag and then I can see liquidity right there. And I'm like, well, wow. Or I see a bull flag and I see liquidity right above. And, you know, they play into each other. So that's the main reason why I love and like BOOKMAP and why I use it the way I do, right? I do get a commission if you sign into BOOKMAP, and I appreciate that. Shout out to BOOKMAP and the team over at BOOKMAP. Always diligently grinding. I do have to sit with them. We have some new products coming out that I want to go over and look at as well. Shout out to our channel sponsors, Decrypted.tax. Head on over to Decrypted.tax today and find out more. He's a professional tax accountant that's hooking up, you know, and will give you really all you need. I mean, I don't think you'll find someone that understands how crypto and taxes work better, in my humble opinion. So get started today at Decrypted.tax. Find out more. And yeah, they are a channel sponsor. We appreciate that. And I love them, work with them. So Decrypted.tax, find out more today. And you can, you know, schedule a consultation, book a call, jump on in and find out more at Decrypted.tax. Also at Decrypted.tax, I believe the head tax attorney, I'm gonna have to get a link or something to this. I don't know where you can do this. Vote for the ape. Like, he wants to be basically the attorney for the ape, for ApeCoin, right? I don't know. I'm gonna get, this is like badly done. But that's why I need my team to contact and get it all organized. But we'll get a link apparently. And coming up soon, the Ape DAO governance here. I think I got it. Maybe he wants to be a council member. I think that's what's going on, right? But if you do have ApeCoin, you want to get in there, you can vote for Ernest Lee. All right. I just don't know where all this is and where it happens, but there's definitely going to be something going on there. All right. 69,000 back faster than we thought. Pretty awesome to see us bouncing off 68.5 so quickly. And it's really about the smaller time frames now. And you can see we pump, dump. Crazy. So you don't chase on the small. You don't chase, especially on a Monday. Especially on a Monday. So what do I see happening for Bitcoin now? Well, I need to clear my head and take a look. A lot has happened, right? I've been trading since 7 in the morning, watching the market. Woke up right at the crack of dawn. 6:30 when my alarm clock went off, and just started kind of analyzing what I saw, and it was Monday, baby. And then we started getting the pump, and then really I was in the trading group. We were just going in. 10-minute chart looks like, it's funny, I'm using the 10-minute right now for whatever reason, 10-minute and the 7, but the 10-minute looks lovely. It just looks like it wants to break back up to the upside. 10-minute looks like it could break up and get us even right back to where we were, and like just start to crush the shorts yet one more time. I would watch, I usually don't use the 10-minute, I use the 7. 10-minute just looks lovely. 15-minute also looks like it's going to give it a bit of a bounce. Hey, Live, we're going to take a look at Big Time and Gala when we get time. Appreciate your work. Shout out to Triple Z in the house for the $10 super chat. Triple Z, we love you. We appreciate you. Tell your friends, man. Please support, like, hit the channel, hit the notification bell so you can find out when we post our next video. And remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the next the right thing, baby. Thank you. Monday is full, yeah. So look, this looks like a pump is coming. I would watch this smaller time frame pump right now. Now maybe it makes it a double top. It says at least we come back and test 70,000 on the smaller time frames. I see a possible pump coming for Bitcoin. But what do I know? Shout out to Caspa. Hitting 15, baby. My baby Caspa. Let's take a look at what's happening to Caspa. It's getting a lot of love. A lot of stuff is happening to Caspa. And we're about to do a deep dive on Caspa. And honestly, there's Casplex, Casware, there's new wallets, there's KRC20 tokens. Caspa's about to blow up in a way I don't think people really truly realize, and people that know Caspa know it's about to blow up. And that's why Caspa is blowing up. You see, what happens is the nerds find out first. They're into it. And look, we gave you this beautiful ascending triangle that now is in the gain already. Up a full about 11, 10%, and looks like it's going for more. But I originally gave you this, and I talked about accumulating Caspa at these levels. Went over it in depth, made a video about it, right? A separate video aside from like what I normally do, just to really go in about why I believe Caspa was going to do numbers and why I believe its ecosystem is amazing. And I pick winners, man. I'm known to pick winners in these markets, and I've done it in the last few cycles. I'll do it again. I picked Caspa early at a penny. It's still at a 15x, and we're going to find out where this thing can really, really take us. We got people in the community with triple figure Caspa bags. I got a bag as big as what I would have liked to have taken home in my 2017 winning bag. That's the beginning bag. So like my old winning bags are my new beginning bags. It's kind of crazy to me. Like it still bugs me out. Like before I like 10 grand, I'm like, if I can get 100 to 200 grand out of this market, I would be like, that would change my life, right? Now you throw in 200 grand, be like, if I can get 2 million out of this market, it changed my, it's just crazy. Like the levels that you get to in life as you continue to move forward and you're not afraid, right? But you can't live in fear. You can't live in fear. So my next target for Caspa, I'm looking at is 17 cents, 17 and a half cents. All right. Oh yeah, and this one is where it gets a little, you could possibly maybe flip it back. Because we got the hype, you know. I got the hype. I wonder if it's weird if I flip back. Flipping it back to house, right? Winning cat with hat. See whiff. Pump ghost, please. Best crypto to pump. I don't pump anything, man. Shout out to Steph Mortensen. We love you. Lifer, can you check out Waffles? I guess, man. People, we've talked about Waffles many times. Many times. Take a big sip of the lemon water there. Getting dry out here. Blessings on blessings to each and every one of you for being here. Hi, Lifer. Can you look at XAI? And I did see that getting some love recently. We'll take a look at XAI. Thank you so much. Okay, subscriptions for trading, BOOKMAP, TradingView, those things can get expensive over time. I kind of talk about that, but I believe they're worth it. I like it. You know, when I first started, I complained about stuff like that, and my wife basically talked to me like how, you know, she was like, what are you like? Are you like? She's like, what do the pros use? And I'm like, they all use these things. And I'm like, but I don't want to pay because I haven't made any money. I was complaining to her, like, right? And she basically like was like, if that's what they use, get it or stop whining. She was just sick of it. She was like, either like figure it out, like, When people watch you struggle with something for a long time and it affects them, they get a little fed up with it. How many people have a significant other that gets a little fed up with their trading? Put a 333 in the comment if you can get a little hairy about your trading sometimes, or they say you're always in the charts, or you're never around, or you don't help out enough in the house, and you know what I mean. I'm just I've heard it before, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, I know. I've been through your struggle, everybody. I know exactly what it's like. Shout out to Master Friend. He said, walk it off. Master Friend, I love you, man. You're the man, dude. God bless you. Can you write more funny comments to make me laugh throughout the day? I'd appreciate that. I demand more comments from Master Friend. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. Justin had a great time with the family yesterday. Thank you for coming on by. A wife that keeps you on point is a good wife. Complaining is different. You're funny. Rothschild's women's are you're funny. Love you, bro. Shout out to Master Friend. Shout out to Optimo Supremo. Shout out to Mark Irwin. How's it going, Mark? How you been? Shout out to Simon O'Donnell and C. Rash Gordon in the house. So I'm still not, it's very rare for me to open up a live trade on a Monday. It's just something that I got some rules, baby. And I actually just, I got to remind myself I closed one, which is so unlike me to even have traded Sunday night into Monday morning. But the daily looked too good to me to pass up. And I don't care what night or day it is. If my model flashes and something that I've been studying for a long time says, hey, it's all about probabilities. And if you take the right probabilities at the right times, you're going to have more fun trading. It's just going to feel lighter. You're going to have more wins and losses. It's not going to feel like a chore. You're actually going to get excited to find your next setup and your next position instead of worrying that you're just going to continue to give money back to the market. This can get fun, I'm telling you. You can have fun trading. And then when you're with a group of people that all get it and you all kind of in the zone, it's amazing. Yeah, at the same time, my wife pushed me to make the biggest leap. If you have a good woman in your life, man, my wife was such a huge part of my trading career. And she supported me when I really needed the support mentally. When I was lost, when I wasn't sure if I could do this, I was like, I remember saying to her one day, I'm not going to be able to do technical analysis like the other guys and these other people in the space, guys and girls, women and men, And she said, sure you will. She's like, they just have time. They figured it out. She's like, you'll get there. She's like, you'll get to the same place they did and more. I know you. She's like, I know how hard you work when you like something. She's like, don't worry. You're going to do fine. And so many times in my life, my wife was there for me, and she was the voice of reason. She was my friend. And when I see her going through the pregnancy, it really, really, it's like, man, I would do anything to take it away from her. You know what I mean? So, and let's take a look at Forex Factory, which also you can do is, crypto. Another company kind of does the same thing. But we have Final Manufacturing. You said it's a non-farm day. Yeah, 2 red folders, non-farm, right? Anyway. Final Manufacturing PMI, right? Which is higher than forecasted. Somewhat bearish, right? Anyway. The new runner, don't miss CWIF, please, Sammy. I mean, you like CWIF. Does that mean I have to like CWIF because you like CWIF? What if I had my money? What if I was going to donate my money to charity today and I didn't want to put it in CWIF? You know what I'm saying? You ever thought about that? What if it wasn't about me? What if it was about somebody else? I'm just saying. I'm just joking around. But I'm not too, in a way, That's another why I don't always just buy any meme. Like, maybe I'm doing something else with the money that's going to give me even more joy than making money for myself. Like helping somebody, right? Remember the film Duika El Edith? I started to think that maybe you don't believe, wife, I believe in you. I know you're going to fail. You're so funny. Yeah, that's classic. Classic. Shout out to Crypto Plumber of the House, Armstrong, Donkey, Dan, and everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And remember, this market's going to heat up, and the stream itself will heat up. Things will get more intense and out of control as the market continues to rip. This guy's got me looking at CWIF. It's got no more. I mean, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. Let me get out of here, man. That's like, I don't even think that's the right one. It has like a 47. Get out of here, man. Look at the market cap, 37. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let's take a look at Turbo. I get caught off guard sometimes, you know, because I'm just, you know, I'm a fun-loving guy. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot what he's trying to do. I just go over stuff in the stream. We are not, let me say it one more time. Let me say it 100 times over. The lifers are not your exit liquidity. You will not come here and shill your garbage little memes for us to buy them off you so you can get rich. All right. I'm just messing around with everybody, but like, you know what I'm saying. We are not exit liquidity. I am not your bag. You know what I mean? I won't have a shirt. I am not your bag, baby. You know, like this sort of thing is my bag, baby. I am not your bag, baby. Sir Turbo, beautiful high, came down, kind of a cup and handle, but also could be forming a descending triangle. A lot of people made a lot of money, and it wasn't. Now, if this was a huge rally and there was a lot more coins out there, people might be more apt to hold this because there was just so much going on. But there was pumps, but like, you know what I mean? There was kind of like standout pumps, and people were going to take their profits a little quicker in this type of environment, in my humble opinion. Some people might have sold here, and now they're going to get back in, though, for little bits, too, which could kind of keep the price somewhat solid. So if you got in huge and you made 50, 60K, 100K, maybe $1 million, and then you go back in for 50 to 100 or 5,000. So this guy's buying 4,000. Maybe he already sold the top, and he's getting back in. You never know. $8,000 buy. Look at that. $6,000 buy. People are heavy on these meme coins. And I'm going to tell you about some other meme coins. We got Moo the Bull. All right. Yo, Sam, can you look at Jesus coin, bro? Stay blessed. The Florida weather is amazing. We'll take a look at Jesus coin. Last I saw of it, I love Jesus, but the coin itself wasn't doing too well. It had pumped and then kind of just slumped down. I also don't know how I feel about using Jesus' name for a coin. I don't know, though. I don't want to hate on anybody, and I certainly don't. I don't live in hate. My frequency, once you start setting your frequency so high, hate begins to drift away. It's really hard to hate anybody. It's something that you can't really, you know, it becomes almost, I'm not going to say it's impossible, because it becomes harder to do. Because you understand true truth is inside your own frequency, and you're not going to ruin that for somebody else's behavior. You also understand that you're not a victim, so you're not going to play victim to someone else's behavior. All right. You get it? So like, as you elevate, it gets a lot harder for you to get pulled down by negative energy and negative people. It just doesn't seem to happen. Because logically, you're on a new plane, and it makes sense why it doesn't happen. You can think about why it's not happening. But yeah, I don't let that type of thing get to me anymore. Hoppy had a nice pump. The thing was crazy. It's got $11.1 million market cap, and looks like it's getting interesting. Hoppy, like a frog hops, I guess. Like you know, like 100 renditions of Pepe, I guess. I will tell you, though, of all the coins I get a little feeling for, normally I'm like, that's whatever. This thing looks like it could do some numbers. And it's pretty strong right now, and it's pulled back to a local Fibonacci pocket. You know, the 786 there. If I do add my moving averages, at least the RSI and the stochastics, I'm looking for oversold regions on the bigger time frame, like the daily. Daily's a little overbought right there. It may have to pull back. 1 hour looks interesting. I'd watch the 1 hour. Maybe it pumps in the mean, but the bigger time frame says some pullback is coming. Maybe. Honestly, the 1 hour. Yeah, so wait for the 50 minute. That's what the 50 minutes bearish. Wait for it to come back down. But the 1 hour and the 4 hour look pretty good. A chance this thing starts to pump again by this afternoon into tonight. And again, there's a chance it goes to zero. Who knows, right? I don't own this. I don't know the team. Someone really just, you know, brought it up there on the channel and I saw it, right? I'm on a deep dive just like you, everyone else here. Like, I'm looking for coins. I'm looking for ideas. I'm looking for things just like everybody else is here. Just because I'm the show host does not mean that I'm not a crypto person like you looking for that next hot project, that next hot coin. That's it. I mean, we're all speculative investors out here speculating on new technology. If you don't realize that's what you're doing, you know, if you think I'm a crypto guru who knows it all, I'm a techie genius. I mean, yes, but you have to also put things into perspective. You're a speculative analyst researching, like unless you're dissecting white papers at night for like 17 hours, and you know how to code and you're reading how the code works, you're speculative investing as far as I'm concerned. And I say that with open arms. Like, I have no problem admitting that I'm a speculative investor. What I like about speculative investing is I get into things when most people might not even see it's there yet. If everyone had to wait, if I waited for all the thorough research to make all of my amazing calls, I would have missed some of them. Now, I had thorough research I did beforehand that then backed up some of the things I did, and then that call played out, right? You think Jasmine is going to retrace to the 200 MA or just breathing right now? We'll take a look at Super Chat's MAZZE. So MAZZE came back to 5 cents. However, when it first came out, it was 2 cents. And it's starting to do this rounded bottom, kind of an inverted head and shoulder, right? Now, if you believe in the project and you think you can do numbers, it is a layer 1. It's kind of like Casper. If Casper pumps, it could almost put MAZZE on the radar a little bit because they're just the same category type of coin. Looks like it's taking its time, has low liquidity, and it may take a while. And it's high risk at this point. If I'm going to swing it, I wait for it to break above 0.006 and bounce. Unless I added it to my long-term portfolio, and I'd be willing to hold it long-term. MAZZE. Let's take a look at Big Time. Been a long time since we looked at Big Time. Thing was the talk of the town months ago, and then just completely came back to the downside. Has it decided to recover? Not just yet. So remember, we put out Big Time right here. Thing was gone, and then it even made it look like it was going to retrace like the healthy way, like it was supposed to, off that 786 wick, and it came up, got rejected by the 0.5, and just never, and then did the cup and handle, and weirdly, like most things do the cup and handle amounts, like 90% of the coins, and this one made the handle and just gave it all the way back. Now, it could have been the airdropping process of the coin, right? The token metrics may not have been too good. That's why you always have to pay attention. Too many VCs, too many people got airdropped, and the price can't be, it's not sustainable, Sometimes they do that to promote the coin too, and they don't really make you think, oh, yeah, everyone wants it, everyone gets it. Then next thing you know, it's really just like they're using the coin just to kind of create awareness, but they don't really care what happens to the price of the coin. It's pretty weird. I'd wait for this to break back above 29. It breaks above 29, then it's coming for the 200 on the daily, and you can get some moves. Wait for this to break above 29 and the Stokes to reset. If the Stokes reset on the stochastics RSI and we're back above 29, 30, chance this thing is actually going to recover back to the upside. I believe it's a good project that's going to be around. Your dev team seems strong, and people really liked it when it first came out, and it got good marketing. We all know about Big Time, regardless if we want to or not. Everybody here knows about Big Time, right? So they did a pretty good job putting themselves on the map, and they're pretty early coin, right? Only out like a year. So let's take a look at GALA. GALA in the whole gaming kind of looks similar, right? They look somewhat similar with these two charts. But to me, GALA's in some type of falling wedge that wants to break to the upside and kind of stop the pain here. Previous strong resistance is support at about, 3 8/10 of a cent. And now GALA just got to break above. I'm holding GALA long term. I don't really look for it to make gains right now. I don't see any potential crazy swing trades at the moment. You could say it's in an inverted head and shoulder that wants to break up. You could also say it's inside of a symmetrical triangle that could go either way. So anything could happen, but we'll see. And then for me, there's that bounce. So you break above this 5, and then you can rip right back to 6 cents. And then that local all-time high is 8 cents, and we're halfway there. So I hold GALA long term. Not the most amazing coin in the world, but it's not the worst. I hold GALA long term, see where it can go. Okay, and then XAI here. Let's take a look at XAI on the super chats. That was on MEXC2 when I first found it. So this thing had a beautiful pump to the upside, all the way from 79 up to a 158, and then came all the way back to the bottom at 61. Now it's chilling. Is this a long-term hold? Is it worth still kicking with? I think I put a tiny amount in this just to see where it could go. I'll get 20 coins, and I just put 500 to $1,000 in and not really think much about they get some hype and then just like, you know, see if that industry as a whole in the next 6 to 7 months, like see if meme coins as a whole really get a big move. Then you just, you know, you hold some memes. That's how I speculatively play the game. And then I look for new ones. If I see something with a buzz that just has to move. Like I got this new coin on the radar, TMANIA, that I heard about on Twitter. And, you know, we'll see. It's kind of going against that other coin. But so far, I mean, it's consolidating. And that's pretty bullish, right? And it's getting ready for its next leg. $31 million market cap and just getting started. And it's also being pushed by some big YouTubers, you know, or not pushed, but I saw someone with over 100,000 subscribers talk about it, and someone with over 200,000 subscribers mention it on Twitter. So it tells me that this thing could, you know, could have some legs. And also, you know, with what just happened, as we all know, right, with the convictions and stuff, it really, you know, you could play these convictions in your investment handbook here. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm saying you should be taking this as financial advice, but my idea is understanding where attention goes, value goes. Period. That's all you have to understand. And you don't have to be, you could be completely non-biased here and just look at the facts. I don't own any of this, and I may never get in. It's a new coin on the radar. I just want to mention it. So if it does do 100x, people say, hey, well, you didn't even bring that up. You didn't even mention it. And it is bullishly consolidating with a target to 7.6. All right. TMANIA, baby. TMANIA. XAI broke above resistance and starts to pump. I'd like to see it gap further up to about 109. It is overbought right now. But it does look like it's on its new leg back up. It broke above some resistances here. It got above the 200 SMA. Now it's moving further to the upside. It's not altcoin frenzy yet, but it's attempting to do some, you know, to make some move. A little bit of bearish divergence. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing doesn't start to kind of pull back a little bit. Hard to tell because the cameras have been so small over time. What I do like, though, it seems to be creating new supportive resistance levels to watch. And it really could gap up. I wouldn't be surprised if it gaps. It's in this gap here. Look for this thing to go to $1. I wouldn't be surprised if it continues up here. And you just need some type of flag or something. So I'd watch flags. That might even break out of a rising wedge. Let me zoom in there for you guys. So small. And then that measured move would be on. It's going parabolic. Back up to about, 9504. When I had so many jobs in my life, man, that I did that I couldn't believe. Just to get the groceries for this one job, and I used to have to go and get the groceries. Just crazy. Like, push them in a cart and then bring the cart back to the... It's just nuts, man. Anyway. Requesting a Casper colored tie for tomorrow. That's going to be tough. I don't know if I got one of those. Blessings this morning. Can you look at WIF? We'll take a look at WIF. Shout out to Crypto Plumber. Thank you so much for the super chats. We appreciate all of you for jumping on in. Let's take a look at WIF USDT. And shout out to all my Floridians out here. We're in Florida, just loving life. Beautiful day today again in Florida. It's going to be hot, but I deal with it pretty nicely. And I don't mind it too bad, but it's going to be 92 degrees or 91 today and mostly sunny. And that's what it's going to be like for the next however many days. Like, we got a little bit of rain. It's rained for maybe an hour and 20 minutes, and I've been here for a month and a half. Or a month. It feels like a month and a half. A month and 3 days, right? Ooh, Panthers. Ooh. Oh, yeah. The Panthers. Yeah. What up, Mr. Florida? When sunny Isles? Maybe. I'm out on the UPS truck, but you know me, and you are tropical people. Yo, when do you want to come through, man? I'm gonna email you. I thought about you yesterday. I was gonna email you. Maybe next weekend you want to come through with the with your girl and chill. I'd like to have you over the house. My wife has been asking. Order some food. You guys could kick it. Anyway, but yeah, Jamal, I'll email you back. I know you emailed me. I've been busy. I just wanna let you know you are on my mind, man. and I would like to link up. I know it's a bit of a drive, might be an hour drive, but not that bad. And then I am planning a Lifers meetup. It's a little difficult now with the baby coming. My wife keeps reminding me, but we got the baby coming, right? Anyway, I'm watching whiff on this bigger consolidation. A lot of times it's not that difficult as people think. They want to find the perfect entry. They want to nail it. It's more about zooming out and just understanding where you're at. And so, like, I know if I buy whiff here with a stop loss down here below this level, if I get stopped out, so be it. Break structure and we'll find. But if not, I mean, we get a move here for 139% gains. All right. And that's $7. It was 777 at one point, right? But that's basically, you're going to be, 777. I want it to be 777s, but you get it. 773, 770. Now, I see whiff is consolidating and just getting ready for a bigger move. And as long as Bitcoin plays ball and we don't get any black swan or weird events here, which, so far the charts convey that's not going to happen, but you never know. You're going to get a bigger move, right? I was wondering if you'd mind to put the price on the price label line. You seem to have time. Might be benefit of some loss. No worries. It is right there. The price is on the price label line. Yeah. Labels. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, should I wait until Bitcoin dumps to 50? I've been doing this for 3 years, and that was the first time I got the request, so I'm going to have to move on. Should I wait until Bitcoin dumps to 56, or should I buy 1 or 2 Bitcoins? We'll never tell you what to do, Steve. All right? We are not financial advisors, man. Don't ask what to do with your money. I will never tell you. Okay? I'll show you what I'm doing, and I'll show you how I use technical analysis to change my life, and I'll inspire you to learn, but that's as far as it goes for me. Okay? I want to mentor you to greatness. I do not want to hold your hand. All right. Shout out to all the channel funding here. We really appreciate it. Shout out to After Hours Investing. Shout out to Dutang Crypto Surfer. Shout out to Drum and Art. Shout out to Kruko Gamer. Shout out to Triple Z. Shout out to Ice V54 and Master Friend Nick Eligard. Wow. Underground City Crypto Plumber and Daddy T. Wow. And let's make sure we're doing it all. We got to look at AERO from Nick Eligard. Love you, Nick. Thank you. We looked at Jesus. Didn't look amazing, honestly. I didn't do deep. I mean, it's up and it's been down for a long time. So it's either accumulating for its next big move or I don't know what's going on with Jesus Coin, right? I'm not in Jesus Coin. Karuko Gamer, thank you for your consistency, Sam. Please give us your thoughts on MAZZE if possible. And we went over the chart. Looks interesting. And it could get some market share for Caspa. Caspa's my thing, though. We looked at Turbo, right? We looked at HOPPY, MAZZE. We looked at BIGTIME and GALA. We looked at XAI. We talked about Master Frank because he's amazing. And Crypto Plumber, Daddy T. We looked at WIF. Lifer, are you in Runes? What do you think about Dog Go to the Moon? I think Dog Go to the Moon's hot. It's your Runes coin. I just rather allocate my money into more Caspa or Caspa coins. See, I'm kind of set in some of my ways. I'm a little stubborn. I don't chase every single ecosystem and every single little thing. I used to do that. It gets tiring. You end up with thousands of bags of 1,000 things all over the place. It's fun to do. I do want to know everything about anything, and I want to be the guru of it all, but there's a time and place. And so I knew actually about Dog to the Moon, and I put it on this channel, and I went over it. One of my good friends is he's a BRC20. That's all he does. And so I just talk to him once in a while, and he gives me the skinny and really breaks it down. And I knew about Dog Go to the Moon, and we actually talked about it here on the channel. And it did pretty well for a while, but it's pulling back. And I think it could do numbers. It's it's your coin, it's your meme coin on the Runes, right? So every meme coin, it needs to be a coin on every exchange needs a meme coin. It's how it works. You have to get a meme coin. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, the fun was over, man, after that little pump, and then we kind of went sideways. Looks like we could be in a bit of a flag there. We're going to break that down later in a second. What I wanted to show you was the DXY and take a look at what's happening with the DXY. We'll go over the DXY a lot and we break it down. And the levels that we were looking at is we want to see the 4-hour break to 200 MA. That's why we have this line circled and we're showing you, right? And that's what I love about doing the analysis and really staying on it no matter what. But if you look at this really closely, you can see, like, you know, if we lose this 200 SMA and we close the candle below it, that's going to be all, you know, that's going to be good for Bitcoin and bearish for the DXY. And then I don't see how we don't go further down to our bigger target here. So like, and I see this as a shoulder, you know, look, a shoulder hedge, you know, it looks like a complex head and shoulder. And even here, shoulder, head, shoulder. And then this is a shoulder, head, shoulder. Like, it's like, I see head and shoulders all over the place. Like, showing me signs of a move to the downside is very likely here for the DXY, but you never know. And if we get the confirmation of the 4 hour below the 200, that's going to be absolutely, maybe it was the 1 hour. So sorry. No, maybe it was the daily. What time frame was on this there? Oh, it was the daily time frame. So even better. So look at this. The daily did break below the 200 SMA. I mean, that's super bearish. That's awesome. I mean, you know, the last few times it was short-lived, we like this to be one of the bigger dumps, like one of these, right? Now, to me, I see the symmetrical triangle here too. You can kind of do this, right? And that has 50-50 pattern. And they mainly break to the downside. And so, like, I'd like to see this drop, bearish lever test, and then continue down. Would have a bigger measured move. The length of this, I mean, you would take a pretty nice drop. I'm looking for this circled area too for the DXY. So, yeah, man, everything kind of planning out so, you know, better for Bitcoin. And we want to see this continue to drop to the downside. Okay. And what people don't realize too is, like, I don't think people realize, but some of the things that happened this weekend, which I'm not even going to say, but some of the things could have hurt the dollar, period. You know, however you want to look at it on the political side, I may have to say, but like, Trump is a strong dollar, man. And so when negative things affect him, it affects the dollar. In my humble opinion, period, like point blank, like, I do think there's a correlation there. I could be wrong, and maybe I'm completely out of my mind, but I'm pretty good at making these type of correlations, right? And I'm also like pretty like, I don't get too stuck on one thing. So is the Jasmine partnership with Apple in Japan a legitimate? I haven't really heard that, so I don't know. I don't want to spread false rumors there. Let's take a look at Aerodrome on Coinbase. And I looked at it a bunch of times, but I'll look at it again for you. To me, AERO is just long-term holding. Going to do damage over time. Think about what it does for the ecosystem. Think about who's backing it. Think about where the money is. And Aerodrome, right? You got this previous support of resistance that you held very nicely. Got this level to come back and break back above for some gains too, which is about, what, 136, right? And you got this resistance and this resistance here too as well. All right. Not loving what I'm seeing on the daily, but flip on your moving average. Maybe, hard to tell. Like the chart doesn't look amazing. In my life, it's a more awkward looking chart than I've seen. Could open this up and flatten this out though, and just say, hey, can you consolidate in here? You break down here, AERO's dropping right back down to 89. It could even close the gap back to 74. You want to, so it's really crucial you stay inside this pattern and you bounce. If you do that and you get the bounce, it's very likely we're going to get a move for AERO. So AERO's either going to break down and drop or start to consolidate. If it consolidates, it's likely it's going to pump back to 182. If it drops, then we're looking at a double bottom or something somewhere off 86, 88. So I don't know what's going to happen for AERO. The oversold 22 suggests to move up. The oversold 4 hour suggests to move up. And the oversold 1 hour also suggests a move to the upside. No really crazy bullish divergences though, like really forcing it up. Take a look at our 15. A little bit of bullish there. That swing up, that's flat. Look at our 7. It's okay. So I'd be watching this 1 hour time frame for a bounce on Aerodrome. Basically, I'd move this trend line, get it tight, And it's no bullish divergence though, even on that 1 hour. And you get this resistance, this move here. Can you get back inside there for a move further to the upside? All the way back to 130 possibly, right? Only time will tell. But that would be the move for AERO. If you see a candle starting to close below these key levels, you flip to your 5, you know, your 1, and you look for, I mean, it is below the 200 on the 7 and the 15. Those are bearish signals. See, when you lost those, you started to drop. So it's crucial that you don't lose this bottom trend line here for AERO. We may get more of a drop. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we do maybe test 97 or possibly 88 one more time. But no, you know, only time can tell. I'm in it. If we do go down there, I would DCA and add to AERO for sure. Like, it would be a place I would be adding. Anytime AERO goes below $1, I'm adding to my AERO position. So even if it's a little bit, just a little bit of AERO goes a long way, in my humble opinion. All right. Yeah, Blender Coin is GPU AI. Okay, yeah. Library, do you think Orange Dex has any momentum movement still? I mean, it's going to be when BRC20s get hot again. You have to understand you played a narrative. So that just, you have to be patient with that and just wait it out, right? Like, either the narrative comes back and then you're going to be poised when it comes back. Haha, I was in there, or it's not. It's really up to you when it comes to this. Also, did you make a lot of gains like I did? And then I just threw a bag back in there pretty close to the lows. So I've already covered my profits on this. You know, I do put out coins, but you have to remember this rally was different. We had a huge run up. We came back down. I got into this here at 11, sold it at 37, ran up back down. So I was already in gains there. You remember. Then it came back down here and I started to accumulate. We pumped up again. And now I'm just going to, you know, really just been in these bags for a long time. I made a huge swing trade here too, though, off the coin. So I kind of remember that. It's just, I don't know. It is what it is. It is sad to see it come all the way back down, but not back to its low, but double bottom here off 25, 26. If it loses that, I mean, and could it go to zero? Anything could happen. Could it exploit it? You know, you're trading a brand new idea with a brand new coin and a brand new in BRC20s. So like high risk speculative ideas here all the time. If I'm gonna, like, that's why when I put 100 grand into something, I didn't, you know, put it into Orange. I put it into Solana. I'm risky, but I like to be in, you know, I'm going to be in a blue chip coin if I can be most of the time. All right. Okay. Not coin, Pepe coin. Let's look at Not for a second. I gave Not here when it was down at, look, 068. And that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. It's funny. That's something that I trade all the time. All right. DXY getting a crushing dump even further down now. I like it. Continue further down. And it's sad. I don't want to see a weak dollar, but when the dollar dumps, Bitcoin's strong, and I'm strong Bitcoin. So there you have it. I've made my claim. I state my name. It's funny, like now your Bitcoin kind of states kind of what you, a little bit about more than, it's weird now. I mean, it's meaning your finances have something to do with your policy. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's all connected these days. Talked about Frontier possibly getting a move there. It took way too long, but eventually did, you know, likely not get a stop loss, and then headed to this next target here at 176 for Frontier. All right. When we traded DNX for a while, I don't think it's hot right now. Not on my radar. Vulcan Forge is a hot project. A lot of the gaming coins were hot. Pulled back pretty hard now with these double tops and attempting to find another bottom now. Crazy what we saw. Ceph is a privacy coin. Some people like just putting it out there, but, you know, gain some steam. But I don't go too crazy on the Mondays, man. I'm telling you, you watch the market closely. I had a whiplash, and now my Maneki and my back hurt. You're funny. Great call to PENG going to 51. What do you think will happen next with PENG? Well, let's take a look. Let's deep dive that idea. All right. I mean, I don't know if I call PENG going, if it is, I don't know. I just saw it here when it was low. I mean, you can see this is consolidation. See how it just really doesn't want to lose 53? There's just so much buy pressure for this. At one point, I feel like it's going to make its move further to the upside. I'll have to reset the way these are and move them over, but I just don't see how this doesn't make it to 118 at one point. I just don't see it. All right. And the DXY continued to drop. Bitcoin at 69,360. And we're holding some good levels for BTC. They tested the waters to find out where Bitcoin really wants to stand. And remember, I just want to see a daily close above 69.2 and we're good to go, right? Like, we don't have to take it too far here. I'm a one step at a time type of guy over here. And I already sold like 70,100 like in front of my trading group. I feel pretty liberated for today. What more can I do? Before I went to bed last night, I gave you the Bitcoin trade. This morning, I updated you guys. I watched it. I put all my effort into how the trade was going, and then I showed you exactly when I got out of the trade. Like on a Sunday night, if you're in my trading group, you already made gains to start the trading week. Like I don't, and then we're gonna be at it tonight and tomorrow, and now we're getting the pump. Let's get into these smaller time frames and see if there's more to come here for Bitcoin. I mean, technically, this 15-minute flag looked really nice, like it wanted to pump, and it's still getting started. I see us back to where we started, back to 70,800, like not too long from now. This looks like we're going to continue to rip. That daily is hot right now, and that daily wants to move. Lifer and Wifer are the real deal, even behind the scenes, full of love and compassion. We thank God for putting them in our lives. Our family always has an amazing time. We love you guys. Anytime, man. We love you too. Thank you, brother. Anyone I hang out with, I believe is blessed, man, because I believe God has blessed me with the best people. So if you're with me, I believe you have to be one of the best people. And, you know, so. That's a blessing, right? Just like a fire. And I got to light that fire under you. And look, we're continuing to pump here for Bitcoin now. 1 minute chart, actually, see, this was the little flag here. So it ended up making this, look at this flag. And look, the 1 minute just broke the 200 MA. Hold up. 1 minute breaking the 200. What I do when I make this, I use no pattern when I trade this. It's not pattern trading, it's circumstantial trading. I made that name up, but I believe that's what I'm doing. Some trading, and then I look for support or resistance levels without the 200. See how low I can go and still be a 3-to-1. You see? And then I work on the trade. I'm not saying I'm taking it exactly. I always say that with the disclaimer at the moment. But 70,342, right? And then the stop is going to be like 69,371. It doesn't even need to be that steep. But we had a good day in there. I'm risking the 1 for 3 again, right? But the fact is, like, this is going to add to that, you know what I mean? And again, whenever we break above the 200, I see fireworks. So I wouldn't be surprised if this continues to rip. I really wouldn't. Something happened there? Yeah, I was about to say it. I don't. Yeah, the trade didn't open for some reason. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I did. That's weird. See, now the trade has completely changed. I thought I got in. I don't know why they didn't put me in. I take a 2-to-1 even though I don't want to, but I'd be up already, man. And what happened? They didn't put me in the trade? Did anyone see? I didn't notice. How come they're not putting me in the trade again? What are they doing? What's going on here? Like 2 times I just tried to get into the trade. They didn't open the trade for me. Now I feel like I'm chasing. I don't want to chase. I'd be up in gains already. We were starting to get in there. And let me wait. Maybe it was a reason. Maybe I did something. Sometimes it's too close or like. It is a Monday. It's like telling me, no, I am in a trade now because I'm in the trade there. It was like late. It's something that happened there, right? I wasn't sure if I was in the trade. I hope I didn't open 2. It did. Look, now I got 2 trades. If I move this and there's a trade behind it, yeah, so they both open. It was like a latent signal for a second. All right, that's fine. But see, then you forget, like, what did I just risk? See, that's happened to me before, and then I've ruined like a couple good trades because, see, like 135. See, now I'm risking 270, and that really wasn't like in the cards. You see what I mean? So I also do a lot, and I stream, and I use my internet like 100 times over. Huh. So now I'm wondering, what do I might cut this trade off because that wasn't the initial risk. You see? See, now that gets on my nerves. Now I have a decision to make. See, it happens. You get put in predicaments in life, and you got to figure out what to do. All right? Sad because I never should be down 76. I was only opening up one trade for 100 to, you know, and I should have been in the trade like right here, so I technically should be at break even. I don't know what happened. We are away from the 21 too, so it tells me to cut it off, man. That pisses me off. But I'm gonna cut it off for now. I'll come back into a better flag. Knowing when to take risk off and on is better too. But look, man, I hadn't had a loss in a long time. I shouldn't have had a loss, but it's okay. It's okay. I should have just refreshed my computer and also calmed down, you know. So calm down when you're trading. I get like really hyper and I need to just relax. So yo, Lifer, my internet been bugging all day so far. Maybe you having the same issue. No, internet should be good, man. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna win, so they stop the Lifer. Yeah, nah. They're good, man. This, honestly, anytime I've pointed that out, they've reimbursed too, so. So now you're looking for this bounce off the 200 and a consolidated flag. So this is the next trade that we're looking at. So we set the trade up way before it happens. It doesn't mean it's going to do this, but we start setting up the trade way before it happens. All right. So that's what we're looking for here at the end of the day. Just kind of give you your update for Bitcoin before I bounce out of here. That 1 minute is crucial. If we lose the 200, we bounce around. Maybe when we hold that 200, 69.5 becomes strong. We can start to get our bounce. And we're really at 69.5 too, which is like a daily support or resistance, a key level to watch closely for the rest of the day. So there's a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio too. And I'll bounce back. I am a little annoyed, but it's okay. I'm over it already. It is what it is. Yes, it does. Yeah, I completely disregard any other indicator, 100%, man. And that's how I learned how to do it. Because if you look at the other indicators, you won't take the trade. You'll be pushed away. You know, so I learned the hard way, honestly, most of the time. All right, everybody, I love you. I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna jump on out for the day. Shout out to everyone that jumped on in and became part of the stream. I appreciate you guys so much during these summer months. It means a lot to me. And thank you to all the likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers, though. We had $97 in chat revenue, 596 likes. Let's get the likes to 1,000. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. And everyone, thank you so much for being here. And everyone in the trading group, I hope you made gains today. I hope you're doing well. May God bless you and yours. And we'll be back at it again later on. And I'm going to post a lot of altcoins tonight, so be careful. Get ready to be bombarded. I'm going to be grinding. So I love you all. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow for their absolutely wonderfully amazing live stream. May God bless you all, and thank you so much. Remember, we have links to everything out here. Shout out to channel sponsors I Trust Capital. If you want to jump on in and just begin to create a retirement account, something that's going to be there in the long term, something that you're not just swing trading around. I mean, I Trust Capital is the place to do it. They are a channel sponsor. We greatly appreciate them. There's a link and a QR code in the corner if you want to jump on in. Remember, I also teach class. If you want to jump on to class the last Saturday of every month, hit this QR code to find out more to join class. I'm telling you, if you keep losing, you don't know what you're doing, at least let me guide you with some type of my system. It may help you. Maybe it won't. But if you read my testimonials, you'll find out there's a lot of people that it did help. And you may be just like those people. So I believe I have a solution for you. Jump on in today and find out if I'm the one. I truly believe I am. God bless you all. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12. We'll hit it on Tuesday like we do every single day. And we'll be back at it with another trading week. And the weekend went like this. I can't believe it. Everyone, I love you. Thank you for all your love, all your support. And, sharing your most precious asset with me. And that is your time. I'll see you tomorrow. May God bless. Crypto is life.